Hey guys, so I thought I'd try something a little different today. As you can see, I have a pretty vast collection of different kinds of models from different eras, but that poses a problem. Look at some of my older models in my collection, like my Norfolk and Western Diesel, or my Crescent Limited 1396, or my Pierre Marquette 1225. They all have a different style of coupler. This, the horn hook from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Whereas my newer models have the standard Bachmann or KD knuckle couplers, which you can get online, like my 4501, my Maryland and Pennsylvania number 27, and my NC and St. L number 150. I recently won a massive box full of old rolling stock from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, as well as some newer rolling stock like Athearn and some older Bachmann. All of them had different couplers. And as you might imagine, it was not fun running those things around. Let me show you what I mean. Just getting them coupled together is a whole nother challenge. Look at this footage. While they can connect, it does take a little while to get them to actually work together. But once it does, it's a little bit easier to run them around. As you can see, running them around after it comes out of a corner, it derails the truck because the couplings both have to go in one direction in order for them to connect together. As shown in the title of this video, I'm going to look for a car to turn into the adapter car. This works with any horn hook car, although I do not suggest doing it with Athearn or modern Bachmann rolling stock. This Union Pacific gondola should work very well. Let me take it over to my workbench, and we'll work on it. First, you will need the car you plan to modify. Then you will need the coupler you plan on using. I'm using a KD from eBay. Next, you will need a screwdriver to pull down the pin so that you can actually get the KD coupling into the slot. Then you'll need super glue to hold it all in place. And a drink, so you don't end up falling asleep on the job. That is non-alcoholic, by the way. It's cherry-flavored soda. As you can see here, I'm taking the truck off of the gondola and prying out the old coupler, and then fitting the new KD coupler into place by pushing down the pin on the truck and sliding the coupling into place. As you can see with this video, it's still loose and floppy, and as I've experienced, it derails easily when it's all loose and floppy, so you need super glue to tackle that problem. As you can see, the super glue is used to hold it down. Make sure the coupling is aligned when you do this or it won't run properly. I use baking soda as a super glue accelerator so it dries quickly. After that's done and it's fully dried, it looks really good, except for one thing: paint. This is where the last ingredient, which I forgot to mention earlier, comes in: a paint pen. Once you have your paint pen, paint over the super glue stains that are left on the actual truck, and on the coupler if any got on there. It looks really good after a little bit of time. Once everything is dry, you take the truck, flip it back over, and put it onto the gondola. Now, let's take it to the layout and test it for one final time. As you can see, it couples up and keeps its grip, and it doesn't need friction to stay together. Same for the other side with the horn hook. It hooks up to other horn hook rolling stock and stays together really well, as you would expect. A quick test around the track shows that there is no rattling, no derailing, or no uncoupling. It works just as well as any other piece of rolling stock. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you found this tutorial useful.